Okay, today's break and run is a little bit different, so I'm going to talk here while I shoot in the background. Um, there is a break and run in here, and I'm going to show it to you, but I thought I'd also show you what goes on in between. By the way, full Q jump here. Um, so you can see from the table that I've got spots on it, and if you're familiar with it, you will recognize those as Billiard University Fundamentals Exam 1 marks. Uh, so the way that I practice is when I first start, I will get everything together and start throwing balls on the table and hit until I feel my stroke. Then once I feel my stroke, I'll start with whatever kind of practice drill I'm going to do for the day. In this case, it was the Billiard University exam practice. Then I will pick a a game and a rule set to play. Today I'm doing 9 ball. I'm doing WPA rules. So 9 is racked on the spot. You have to make a total of 3 points on the break for it to be a legal break, so 3 point rule. Um, this rack that you're looking at here, I would not normally show. In fact, I would normally re-break that, but um, in this case, I decided to shoot it. That's why I started to drag the ball off and then I put it back. Okay, so I would not show this rack typically because I did not. It was an illegal break and I did not make a ball. So uh, no purpose in showing it to you, right? Well, I thought that it might be useful to show how I'm doing my practice. So if I don't have an actual goal, I will shoot out the game until I miss, and then when I play a bad shot, that becomes the practice shot of the day. And I will practice until I get it right. Then I'll throw the balls back up, re-break them. Left-handed shot here. Uh, This is actually kind of interesting. So the four ball is pretty straight, but it's close to the pocket, so I have a little room to cheat it. But I'm stretching, so I basically punch it with a lot of right hand English, trying to get over for the 6. And I land with either a really thin cut and tough leave, or I could bank it and use top stop to stop the cue ball for the 7. Um, Top stop, just extreme top English when a ball's close to a rail, causes it to double the rail. Um, but anyhow, so I'll practice and I'll basically just do exactly what you see me doing here until I miss something, and then when I miss it, I'll that'll become the practice shot of the day until I'm comfortable with it, and then I'll break and run again. Uh, so I wanted to show you these because I don't know if you want to see them or not, and I'm speeding through the rack. These are actually the first 4 racks after I stopped with the practice session. Um, the one you're about to see is the actual break and run. So I'll walk through this. By the way, the WPA rule set is breaking box. That's why I'm breaking from the center of the table. Okay, I make the 2 in the side there. I do get uh, my 3 points, so this is a good break. On this one, I'm going to need to use inside English and come over for the 3. My plan is to draw off the 3 to the side rail up past the chalk on the right and bounce down to the end rail. So where I was going with that is I want to know what you want to see. Do you want to see these where it's not truly a break and run, uh, but it's a practice session and I run out regardless of the break and run, regardless of what happens on the break. I don't know. Um, do you want to see maybe the break and run and the uh, and then any of the specialty shots like that 6 ball I shot in the last rack that happened during the practice. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me down in the comments. Okay, so I get straight in on this 4 ball, which means either draw or stop, or the third choice, which is what I choose, which is shoot it off the rail so that I can so that I can artificially create the angle to get up for the 5 in the side. From this point, I roll the 5 forward for a leave on the 6. No need to get fancy here. On the 6 ball, I've got a good angle. I can shoot the 6 in. I can bounce off the rail for the 7 in the top right. Boy, I'm using all of these pockets today. Okay, so the 7 I get almost dead straight, and you're going to see the only way I can get any angle at all is I have to cheat the pocket and hit it really hard. And even as hard as I hit it, that cue ball only traveled about 1.5 feet. So I leave myself the long combination. Not my favorite shot, but makeable. And I get through it to close out this rack. All right, now we're going to speed through setting up the rack for the third rack of the day. So this rule set makes it very hard to make a ball on the break. And that's what you're seeing here. And that's what part of what I'm working on is trying to find the best place to break this that gives me a chance of a ball and meeting the 3-point rule. I do not like the cut break. I won't use it. I have a reason for that, and I'll talk about it in the 10 ball breaks if I haven't already. All right, so rack number 3, 2-6 is a problem. What I'm going to have to do is make the 2 and avoid touching the 6, because if I hit the 6, it's going to push it down into the area with the 7 and the 8, and I'm pretty much going to make the rack unrunnable if I touch it. So I'm going to try to pull across for a leave on the 3 up in the top or in the bottom left corner near where I'm standing. I underhit it. This would be a safety in tournament play, but when I'm practicing, I'm going to play aggressively because I want to shoot these shots. So this is cross corner. It's the only pocket that 3 has from where I was. Cross corner with a 5 rail leave. I get really close to this corner pocket, but it was really the only choice. I had to put bottom on that to get around the 5 without hitting it. Okay, so here again, I'm almost straight on the 4. I need to get up the table, so I'm going to play rail first on the 4. I get a good angle on the 5. From here, it's just the only key to this rack at this point is keeping the cue ball closer to the bottom of the table than the top on the 6 ball, so that I can roll behind the 7 for the leave up in the corner. I do brush the 7, but that's just fine. Now here I'm going to roll the ball forward, and I'm not rolling it forward because of the angle of the shot. I'm rolling it forward because I'm short. If the cue ball is at the level of the side pocket, I can reach that with a normal stroke without having to stretch. If it's past the side pocket, I'm either stretching or using a bridge. So the rolling it forward like that allowed me my full range of shots on the 8. And then pocket the 9. Okay, and here's the 4th rack. Again, speeding through all the setup. And I break and I scratch. Okay. I did meet the 3-point rule, other than the scratch, of course. And then I did not make a ball. Okay, so this rack, that 2-5 is a problem. There is only one way to break that out, and that is to break it out and have a shot, and that is to come off 2 rails, brush the face of the 5, and that will let the cue ball travel over to the left between the 6 and the 7. If I can stay up closer to the 7 than the 6, then I will have a perfect angle on the 2 to come down and shoot the 3 in the bottom right corner, the one next to the chalk, right here. Um, so I get the hit on the 5, which is great, but I hit it a little thin. You know, on a shot like that, sometimes you have to take what you get because the hit that I needed required it to be absolutely perfect, and anytime you have to be exactly perfect, you're going to not be. That's pretty much a given in this game. Okay, so I'm gonna roll the 2 in the side because at this point I have two choices. I can shoot the 2 in the side and go running around the table and try to get underneath the 3 for it in the bottom right corner on your screen, which is a a tough leave in the first place, or in the side on the left. So it's much higher percentage to go for this combination. I have to roll forward on this and hit the 5 so that I have a follow-on shot on the 3, but the 8 hangs.